You know, growing up and learning how to fish in Texas, I did not have a lot of use for spinning tackle. And it wasn't because I had any built-in bias against spinning tackle. It's simply because I was learning how to fish with 8-inch worms, big crankbaits, and spinner baits, and not a lot of use for spinning tackle with those techniques. But as I've gotten older and fished a lot of different bodies of water, I've really learned the power of the finesse game. And one tactic in particular that has just been a go-to for me over the years has been the drop shot. So here comes a crash course on fishing the drop shot, one of the best finesse tactics ever. Golly. The thing about the drop shot is it doesn't do anything. And I think that's the real benefit, especially in clear water. And you know, you can cast it and bring it across structure like a Texas rig worm, or you can vertical fish it. And if I'm in 20 feet of water or greater, I want to vertical fish it because I can actually see the fish down below in real time, and I can see how they're responding to that drop shot. Now, I don't have live sonar, but I can actually accomplish the same thing with a few adjustments to the 2D sonar, and it's the original video game fishing. So let me show you some adjustments to make on your sonar that will help you see the bait and the fish in real time. So in order to get the 2D sonar to read properly and watch your drop shot in real time, it just takes a couple of menu settings. I'm going to first of all turn the chart speed all the way up. So this one runs to 10. I'm going to turn it all the way to 10. That's going to refresh that screen quicker so I can actually watch the drop shot and the bass in real time. I'm also going to come up here to the contrast. It runs all the way up to 40. I'm going to turn it down to around 15 or 16. I'm going to turn the contrast down, but I want to turn the sensitivity up. So this one goes, you know, range of 1 to 20. I've got it set on 16, and that's given me a pretty good reading. You can see a group of bass right there just below the boat. That's a pretty good group actually, with some shad with them. And I can actually watch that drop shot. Yeah, see how deep those red colors are right there, that orange. That's a really good return. That's some quality fish down there. The stronger that red orange return, the bigger the fish, the better, the stronger the signal is going to be, and that's going to indicate better fish. So here you can actually see the drop shot as I'm moving it here, represented by those two lines at, 26 feet. And that's how sensitive that 2D sonar can be. And whenever I see a fish, I'm just going to lift it up or drop it down to the proper depth. Sometimes they're on the bottom, sometimes they're suspended. So you can just really watch how they're positioned, and then put your drop shot right in front of them. So the margin for error on the drop shot is much smaller. Because you have smaller hooks, lighter line, and you want to make sure all the components are working together. So let's break some of that down, and let's start with the line. And like most folks, I've gone to the braid to fluorocarbon setup. And the benefit of braid is you have no stretch, so you can get a really good hook set even at a long distance. And of course, the fluorocarbon is going to give you very little visibility, even in ultra clear water. So for me, I like a 15-pound Seaguar Smackdown as my main line. And that Smackdown's a really nice 8-count braid. It's very quiet coming through the rod guides, and it's just a really soft, easy handling braid. But to that, I'm going to tie a 6 or 8 pound Seaguar Go Label. And that's a really neat fluorocarbon designed specifically for leader material. And it's a really thin fluorocarbon. It's really designed for these stealthier presentations. But man, it has great knot strength, obviously very low visibility. That's a great setup. Now I'm going to have a number 2 light wire drop shot hook. I really like these spin shot hooks because they're really easy to tie on, and they don't allow the bait or the line to twist very easily. And then below that, I'm going to have a maybe a 1.5 liter, and I'm going to put a 3/8 ounce cylinder weight, because that cylinder weight comes through a cover really well. And if you want to go heavier, you can certainly do that. I think a heavier weight is really helpful in trying to get that bait below the boat quickly. If you see those fish in 25 or 30 feet of water, you want to drop that bait to them quickly before they get out of the cone angle, and that heavier weight will help you do that. Well, I've been talking about the fact that the real appeal of the drop shot is that the bait doesn't do much, and you want that reflected in your soft plastic as well. And I don't carry a lot of soft plastics when it comes to the drop shot. For me, I keep it really simple. I carry a Yamamoto shad-shaped worm, and I carry the Yamamoto cut-tail worm. And both of those are just really simple, do-nothing type baits. And I think it's important to change up not only the color, but the profile, just to see if those fish will respond to one combination versus the other. Well, there you have it. That's the drop shot. And let me close by saying this, that less is more whenever it comes to working the rod tip. There's no need to aggressively shake it. In fact, you just want to barely move that bait down there and just let it quiver. And that's the real appeal of the drop shot. And it's such a great tactic that even an old power fisherman like myself can catch them with a drop shot.
Holy.